Wolves 1, West Ham United 0. Well, that was awful. You know what I'm normally like. I try to look for the positives in a game, but in this case, I've got to be honest with you, that was terrible from West Ham. Everyone wanted Ferguson to start. Everyone wanted to see more of Guilherme. Well, we got Ferguson started and we saw more Guilherme, and neither of them offered anything at all. Interesting setup. The lineup that Potter went for. He benched Alvarez, he benched Souček, and he went for Guilherme. Now, I mentioned in the West Ham Weekly on Monday night that someone had told me that Kudus was injured, but I kind of I heard it, but I kind of a bit, because I didn't get it corroborated, wasn't sure if it was true, but obviously Kudus was injured, and Todibo must have picked up another knock as well, because he didn't play either. Even when we were changing it at the back, Kudus didn't come on. So we had a lineup of Areola in goal, Wan-Bissaka and Scholes as our wing backs, and the three at the back was Kilman, Mavropanos and Creswell at the back, and then we had Bowen, Paqueta in midfield, with Ferguson and Guilherme starting on the left and Ferguson starting up front. Ferguson was awful. He had one chance right at the start of the game and he absolutely scuffed it, and he doesn't even look like he's interested in being at West Ham United, to be quite honest with you. And to be fair, I'm not sure that I want him to be there. Let him go back to Brighton, and good luck to him. Wolves had the better of the chances. They created one chance, they scored from that one chance that they had, and that was about it. Probably no more than that. It was a game where it was poor from both sides, but when it comes to taking chances, we didn't even have one shot on target. I think the only chance that we had was when Souček had the chance right, the last couple of minutes of the game, and he scuffed it with his left foot. Poor game from both sides, but the home team was the team that got the better of it all, and we finish a game where sometimes you do wonder why you go to great lengths to come all the way. Midweek game, sometimes you do wonder why you go to great lengths to come all this way for a midweek game, and you got to question why. Go on then, Wiggy, go on. Don't start moaning.
Let's talk about Ferguson.
Absolute rubbish.
Let's talk about that chance he had in the first few minutes.
He looks like he doesn't want to be there. He couldn't give a damn about trying to actually score.
And let's talk about Souček.
Well, Souček, at least he took the chance, and it was on his wrong foot, so I can't blame him. I blame him a lot less than I blame Ferguson when it was in his right foot and he didn't do anything with it.
But Souček, that is the one player I would have wanted in that position
I
at that
can't,
time.
yeah.
And you just feel for him because he wants it.
Wrong foot, so I can't blame him. The lads in front of me I didn't think he was going to score because it was on his wrong foot. What about Ferguson's chance was a lot worse than Souček's.
But I think our goalkeeper had the most touches of any player on our team because we just kept looking for him every time we had the ball.
What did you think of the lineup? I mean, playing Ferguson and Guilherme, a lot of fans keep screaming out for those two players.
Well, let them, because that's...
Verdict? They shouldn't start another game for the rest of this season, no?
Verdict, Potter's lost the plot if he's picking that side.
Well, it looks like Potter's trying to please the fans, and I did say the other night that I'd rather he just goes ahead with what he thinks should be done rather than appeasing the fans. He's tried to appease the fans by playing a striker and by playing Guilherme, and they both abject failures.
But Fulcrook came on put himself about, won a few headers, and
We had the one where he scuffed it.
made a bit of damage.
And fair play to him for doing that.
But Ferguson is absolutely toilet.
Should we keep him? Do we now, as fans, start calling out for him to be played?
No.
Exactly. And my feelings as well. This is how fickle our fan base is. We keep calling out for strikers to play. Well, fine if they're going to do the business.
Let's actually sign a striker that is a striker.
Well, let's hope in the summertime we do that. But in terms of Ferguson is not a good striker in my eyes.
Absolutely.
What about let's talk about Paqueta. He played the whole game.
Did okay.
Well, did he though? He kept trying all these fancy passes. Nothing came off today.
Yeah, and sometimes it will, sometimes it won't.
And today it didn't.
You need a player like that in your side.
So you didn't mind the way he played?
No, I think you need a player like that in your side.
Okay.
You need a maverick.
What about the players that didn't start tonight?
You also needed. Well, I'm just going straight into that. Where the fuck was Alvarez today?
Well, I don't know why he got dropped.
Why wasn't he starting?
Yeah, I don't know why he got dropped, to be quite honest with you. I'm not so sure why he got dropped. You know, and he looked like he was more solid when he came on in the second half than any of the other players. So
absolutely.
He started with James Ward-Prowse, not sure,
but,
you know.
Honestly, if Potter thinks that is a suitable starting 11 in the Premier League, what's he doing?
I think Potter experimented. I think the experiment went wrong.
The time is not now to experiment.
Right. But then a lot of fans...
Let's get some points, let's get some rhythm.
Well, a lot of fans would disagree with you, Wicked.
I don't care.
A lot of fans will turn around and say, boring West Ham, not playing a striker, etc. But there's the outcome of tonight. You know, even with a striker on...
We didn't play a striker tonight, did we? We played Ferguson.
Well, he's our striker. I think you're right though. I think Falkirk came on and he looked far more lively than.
And he ain't played for 6 months.
Yeah, and yet he looked like livelier. It was poor tonight. I think we had about 1 or 2 shots on target at best, and one of them was Ferguson's shot, and that was about it.
Was that really a shot?
Well, not really, but look, I'm disappointed because of the whole way we set ourselves up. I actually do think Potter pandered to the crowd, to the fans, and tried to play an attacking team, and it simply didn't work. Are we going the right way?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Oh, you think so, or you're sure?
I think, in all honesty, that...
so give Paul Williams a ring, because he's calling me, and I'm on the thing.
Okay.
So I genuinely think that the manager pandered. Hello, mate. How are you? Good to see you. You're right. I think Ferguson pandered to the fans, and it just didn't work. Simple as that. I think it didn't work. We look poor. We look poor up front. We look poor in midfield. And he tried to make changes. I was actually a bit confident when he made the changes at half time, but they just didn't work out. It was poor all round. I just think I think Potter should go back to knowing what he can do best, and it will not disappoint me one bit if we, in the next game, if Kudus is fit enough, that we have Bowen and Kudus in a 2 up front, because I think they're more effective. And I don't care what people think. I think Ferguson was poor. I think Falkirk was okay, but I don't think he's fit enough to play a whole game. And I guess we're just going to have to see how it goes. Poor game. Wan-Bissaka didn't get forward. Scarles didn't get forward.
I don't think Wan-Bissaka had a bad game.
No, I'm not saying he had a bad game, but I just think Wolves did a job on him and make sure that Wan-Bissaka couldn't get forward. You know,
we'll try and get there then.
It was poor. Wolves won, West Ham 0.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll go into
the game against Bournemouth at the weekend, hoping we can make a better performance. You know where they are?
They're heading back to a pub.
Which one?
The one that we were in before.
The gay bar.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Do we know where that is?
I don't know if we're going the right way. Are we going the right way? Are we going the right way?
This is the way towards the station.
Well, then it must be the right way.
All right, then well, let's carry on there then. I don't know what else to say really. I think
you just tell them on there that we're going to a gay bar, or
we are apparently going to a gay bar. There you go. There you go. That's our lives now. But okay, wrap it up. The team selection was a bit of a surprise. Guilherme and Ferguson starting. Neither of them worked. Potter tried to make changes at half-time. He took both those players off. He put Fulkrug on and Soler on. He made another change.
Can I just say that I feel Guilherme is getting not a fair rap, because I think he wants to play and he does want to play and he does put the effort in.
I'm not disputing that. My dispute is he's not good enough yet to start.
I think he is.
I think clearly tonight has demonstrated that he's not.
Well,
I don't think he's a bloody.
I think the system demonstrated that he's.
Well, he was played out on the left, fair enough. But what were you going to say?
I don't think he's a Premiership player.
Well, I don't know. Time will tell. But I don't think. I think he's more of a player that should be a sub.
That was his first start.
That was his first start. Time will tell.
It was a bit warmer today, so maybe the Brazilian flair was required. But who knows?
Look, to wrap it up, I think that for me, the team selection was odd. I don't think Guilherme should have started. I don't think Ferguson should have started, in all honesty. But as I mentioned, that apparently I was told last night that Kudus was injured, but I didn't go with that because I thought I wasn't sure about that being genuine or not. But clearly he was injured. He was sent home from training after picking up an injury. Tadibo's clearly picked up a knock because he didn't even come off the bench. I thought he'd be playing tonight. The team selection, the whole format, the whole setup was wrong, and we got beat by an average team. But then what does that say about us? We're an average team, if even worse than that.
We're less than average.
We're less than average, exactly. There you go. Wolves 1, West Ham 0. We host Bournemouth at the weekend. I don't think we're going the right way, so I'm going to put this phone down and try and find a way of getting back. We're going down this way.
Yeah.
See you all later.
Station's this way.